You're live. There we go. Right. Are we live? Let me know in the chat. Are we live? I'm using some different software today. So let me know. Are we live? Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. I think it should be all fine. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Yes. Oh, fantastic stuff. There we go then. Right. There we go. Audio okay. Fantastic. Right. Okay. Well, welcome to the stream. I'm just going to tweet out everything. I'm using a different software today, so yeah, I'm using a different software. Good day, loud and clear. Hello, how are we all doing? How are we all doing? Great to see everyone. I won't be a second. I am using different software today, so yeah, hopefully all goes all right. I'm just gonna do my usual tweeting out and stuff like that. It's a bit of a different process to normally using StreamYard. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to it. But yeah, it's great to see everyone back. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. And yeah, we'll be going in just a moment properly. Let me just tweet it all out. Right, we got that there. But yeah, get your comments, get your questions in the chat. How are you doing? What you're trading? What's your feelings on the market? Do let me know. Yeah, but great to be back for another day. We'll be looking obviously at the market. We'll be looking at what Bitcoin's potentially doing next. All that good stuff. And yeah, we'll be getting in. I need to figure out how to put some background music on like we have on StreamYard. Because that is what we need. Right. That's done. Just working my way through the channels. Right, there's that. What have I done? Right, didn't mean to do that. This is very different to... Right, there's that. Right, okay. Right. We're ready. We're ready to rock and we're ready to roll. We're ready to look at Bitcoin. We're ready to look at the market. We're ready to look to see what is going on. Now, if I go back to this, and we go back to the main screen, there we go. Right. So, I think I'm probably best pulling this up on my phone, maybe, so I can see the chat. I don't know. Probably best pulling it up on my phone to see the chat, aren't I? Yeah, right. Let's see. Stonksy indicator. Right, okay. We're on now. We're on. What have we got going on in the chat? Stonksy is making disgusting profits on gold, says Gold Sniper. Oh, that's great to hear. That is great to hear, actually. That is good. That's what we want, isn't it? That is what we want. Doing great. A few drinks last night, said Brucey. Can't see you. What? You can't see me? I can see myself. Because I had that thing on. Yeah, should be all good now. Hey Dave, has the bot taken trade yet? I think it went into a trade today, I think it went into a trade this morning. Can see you now. Right. Next task is to try and figure out how we get some background music on, I think. But yeah. Let's see. What have we got going on? But yeah, welcome back to the stream, everyone. I appreciate you all joining today. I'll be looking at Bitcoin, we'll be looking at altcoins, we'll be looking at potentially where we're going next. All be good fun, as always, on the stream. Let me just try and add some background music on. Right. Because I would like to have some music on if we can. Media source. It would be that, wouldn't it? I imagine. Would it not be media source? I think it would be media source. Loop. Let's put that. Restart playback. I just have it on loop. Right, let's try and get this on. I can't hear anything. Why is that not playing? Maybe. Oh. Remove. Maybe I have to drag it in, maybe. Maybe I have to drag it in. I kind of remember maybe having to drag something in. No. It's not doing it either. Oh well. Right, let's get on with the stream anyway. How's everyone doing? Let's see what we've got going on. Let's see what we've got going on today. Right. Time to pour another drink. Bro, what's going on with your voice? You're in my left ear only. I don't know. Why would I be in your left ear only? That doesn't sound... Don't know. What is going on? Is that the same for anyone else? Oh, so you could hear the music. So you can hear the music. So it was you could hear the music, I couldn't. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm using OBS software today instead of StreamYard, so it's all new to me. So yeah, that is probably why. If you are streaming through OBS, you need to level it out by switching to mono. I have no idea how to do that. Music was in my right ear only. Let's see. Settings. What would it be? Where would it be in? Where is where would that even be under? Where would that even be under? I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Right, what have we got going on here? Give up on the music. Yeah, I couldn't hear the music on my end. I couldn't hear the music on my end. If you guys could hear it, then obviously something was working, but I couldn't hear it on my end. TMG says, if you're sharing your screen, you shouldn't be sharing that. If you are streaming through, yeah, I'm streaming through OBS today. I'm trying to get streaming on OBS. So do bear with me, everyone. It's because the microphone records in mono. There's no chat. Yeah. I was looking at the chat. Greetings, Dan. How we doing? Coding Crypto Fitness says muted. No. Should be able to hear me fine. Follow these steps. Go to audio properties, then click the mono box. Let's see. Audio. Audio properties. Stream. Where? General. Audio properties. Properties. There we go. That doesn't say. Enable down mixing. That's all it's got there. But yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Subscribe. I will try and fix this. Where is advanced audio properties? No, there's nothing in there about mono. Oh no, is it? What would it be? Monitor off? Audio monitoring? No, that's not anything, is it? Anyway, I don't know. I'll try and have a look for that. I'm sure we'll get it sorted, won't we? Anyway, where are we on Bitcoin? Obviously, we sold off aggressively yesterday. Completely retraced the Trump pump, so it turned into a Trump dump. And yeah, obviously we had one day with a 9.5% upside move, followed by another day with an 8.6% downside move. So I think as well, this was the biggest gain. I think it was something like this was the biggest gain across the market, I think, in history. So this was like the biggest gain overall, I'm guessing, accounting for the total chart. I think it was the biggest gain on record, I think, for total. But also this was the second biggest loss. So it wasn't really a fantastic day yesterday. And we are breaking down. So what are we looking at potentially on Bitcoin for now? We are looking at a potential drop into this region. And if I do select this chart, I've got an interesting level out. So obviously, yeah, we could come and drop into here. But again, is that just too much of an easy level maybe to come and retest and do an SR test? I think maybe something like a come in. Obviously, people will buy straight away. Maybe pump it up a little bit, and I think maybe one aggressive candle, like a really fast move, and I think just tagging Sailor's entry. This is his average entry now, $66,380. So maybe just tagging his average entry maybe makes sense from this point onwards. I think that would be maybe something. That would be quite a historic move, wouldn't it? Because he will have just retraced all of his unrealized P&L. I think that, I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. Obviously, the first thing to look out for is what happens if and when we obviously do an upside SR test from above on this range, on this zone here. Warning before you push the button. Dave, I will send you a video on Telegram in 1 minute. You should watch it and it will fix the audio. I'll post in here when. Spend 10 seconds, watch it on your phone and fix the audio. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Got 53 people in. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe. You are probably right about the audio pressing. So what do I need to do? Right click on the gear of the audio source, or the gear button, the advanced properties. Yeah, got that, yeah. Down mix, toggle boxes are down mix to mono. Down mix to mono. Down mix to mono. I have no idea. Yeah, it's not as straightforward as StreamYard. But I think, yeah, obviously. CMG says for now, focus on the market. Stop saying yeah, well, I'm stuck, aren't I? That's the problem. I'm stuck. Normally, it's very straightforward. This is a bit more complex than just streaming on StreamYard. But we'll get there, won't we? We'll get there once it's set up and stuff like that. It will all be fine. Anyway, so yeah, looks like potentially we're going to accelerate to the downside on Bitcoin, which should, in theory, bring out some really good market opportunities across the board. In theory, of course. You know, we've got a potential anywhere between like a 10 and 13, 14% drop potentially on Bitcoin coming. And if we go and tag Sailor's entry, then that's another 20% drop from this point onwards. So you can only imagine what might happen to altcoins from here on onwards. I would imagine altcoins are probably going, if, and that's obviously a big if, not to say it will happen, we do get a drop into this box, or even a tag of Sailor's entry, then we could see another 20 to 30% wiped off altcoins, which would represent a massive, massive buying opportunity across the market. So yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream, and if you're new, subscribe. It would be very much appreciated. So yeah, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. I think up until then, what is the upside scenario? Now, obviously, it's not only downside. You know, if we was to happen to reverse, what would we be potentially looking for? Well, I think a reclaim of around $91,000 would be key. So a reclaim of $91,000 would be key. Also, if we look on the CME, We still do have a little open on the gap. So this is obviously where the CME gap was. We closed most of it, not all of it. We closed about 2/3 of it. So between 78,675 and 77,360, it is still remaining to be closed. So we could come and close that as well. Whether it bounces from there and maybe completely front runs this range is a different possibility. But in both outcomes, potentially, what would that bring? That would bring another 7% drop on Bitcoin potentially. But to the upside, yeah, I keep clicking on the wrong chart. I think if a reclaim of $91,000 would be the thing to look out for to the upside. That would then obviously push price back into the range, and then we'd be looking at counteracting this resistance, move back into the range, then that would become support again, and then we'd be looking at that resistance there. Until then, yeah, I think potentially we are either looking at a bounce in the range, or maybe like a real fast move into Sailor's entry. Maybe like a really aggressive 5-minute candle or something like that. Really just to shake the market. That would cause some trouble in the market, wouldn't it? Crashing in 1, 2, 3. Smash like, subscribe. Only 8 likes. Yes, do make sure you subscribe. Yeah, I think the thing. This is obviously really good streaming software. Once the screens are up and running, it will be a lot easier. Still waiting to try and get into that iMac. So, but yeah, I can definitely see how it will be better than StreamYard for sure. But do make sure you drop a like on the stream. We've got 44 people watching, so big thank you to joining me today as we look at the markets. Let's have a look and see what ETH's doing now. ETH is really interesting. Let's just turn Stonksy off for a second. So, ETH again showing real weakness in the market now. The trouble thing for ETH is we obviously had this trend line here, touch. Then we did come and touch it again on this capitulation wick. Then we came down, touched it again here, closed above, touched it again here, closed it above, touched it again here. Obviously then shot up on Sunday. Then we just completely come down, cut through it and closed below. Now alongside that, so we've completely lost the diagonal trend line now. Alongside that, we are now again pressing 2,100, which has proven to be a high time frame key level. This is key SR, 2,100. And at the moment, we're closing below. If we do close below and we remain below, obviously in line with a weak Bitcoin, that would be... I do potentially think that Ethereum could accelerate to the downside towards 1,700 or even 1,500. I think anywhere between cutting into the top part here, where we obviously had resistance, flip to support, and then here where it had support. I think any of these remains a possibility, maybe somewhere in the middle. Yonksy, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. I did reply to you before, Yonksy, on Discord. I don't know if you saw or not. Martini guy is crashing the Bitcoin price to ruin Michael Saylor. Could you please take a look at eGold? I can do that for you, Manta. Michael Saylor will be bankrupt within 2 years, I guarantee. Big Ponzi scammer Saylor. Give the generational entry, that, wouldn't it? It would completely crush the Bitcoin price. Like, completely. If Saylor was to get liquidated, which if we're talking like, a decent, whether it's full or partly, whatever, I think then we start looking at these levels on a high time frame. If Saylor was to get liquidated, because obviously he's got a huge amount of Bitcoin to sell, alongside the paired panic of people just generally selling in the market anyway, then I think these levels start to come back into play, which we could be looking at the bottom couple for sure. We could be looking at the bottom couple. He's massive contagion risk, isn't he? I would look at E-Gold, yes. I'll look at E-Gold. Bull market is over, says Lee Scully. I don't know about that. I got greedy while adding to my 400x Bitcoin short and got stopped out at 84k. Yes, mate, I've seen. I don't think he gets took out in the very near future. I think we continue this bull market. I think we get something like this. Wherever it goes down here, I think we come down, wherever it comes. Then we do something like this. Into here. Distribute, and then back down. But I think over the course of the next couple of years, Saylor's going to get caught short because there's massive, massive openness to the downside on this chart that needs closing and retesting. My favourite level, looking at this in terms of probability for buy-in, is the $31,000 level, this one here. I think that's a nice one without being too greedy, looking to the downside. But, depending on what comes our way, we could go and test 25k. That is moving up slightly, doesn't it? Or we could even come down and test 18k. Who knows? You never say never. We never say never. But I think we've got probably one more push up. Maybe even higher. Who knows? Maybe even higher. We don't have to close out between 120, 130k. Maybe we go higher. But I think there's plenty of opportunities to the downside across the next couple of years for sure. But it looks like maybe we're accelerating to the downside now on Bitcoin. We are dipping now, looking at filling out this wick, aren't we? We're looking at filling out this wick now as we accelerate down. Now, someone wanted me to look at E-Gold. Do I have E-Gold on here? I don't think I do. Let's see. E-Gold. Did... Saylor buggered himself by being greedy and ruining his entry. He did. He ruined his entry. His entry was like 38k, wasn't it, before we entered this range? Now, the rate that he was buying in here, we've never seen before. We've never seen him go ham like he did in this range. So he was buying absolutely en masse, wasn't he? He was buying just massive, massive amounts of Bitcoin in this range with the frequency of buys and also the size that we've never seen before in this range. Now, obviously, I'm guessing that was in anticipation because he insider knew kind of what was potentially coming with a strategic reserve, but I don't think that can even save him in the short term or long term, really. So, yeah. Anyway, someone asked for E-Gold. Let's see. E-Gold. So I've got these levels mapped out on E-Gold. Now, we did obviously have this level, which is pretty key. $21.50. As you can see, it's acted as support when it's needed to. Obviously created all the way to the left. We've then been testing it again alongside here. Now, whether you want to move this or not is up to you. You could move it potentially. Maybe you want to move it there. I don't know, but I'm keeping it where it is. Now, the problem with E-Gold is it's got this massive open gap here. It's got this huge open gap where there's just pretty much nothing. So as you can see here, it was support all along here. Then that has transferred over to the right-hand side price action that we've seen. Now, the problem is with E-Gold, it's got this massive gap here where there is literally just nothing. It's just a void. So price can travel between voids like this very, very quickly and very easily, given that there's momentum there. Now, that momentum potentially might be driven by Bitcoin tanking. Now, I've got these two ranges marked out. This would be the first range of interest, potentially for it to come down into here, and then that act as a place of demand for the price to spring up from. If we just completely fall through that, then obviously then we're coming back to test the old time accumulation range, which I imagine would generate a reaction from it. So if we have a look over here, there's literally nothing like we just discussed in this void here. So if we're looking at the price action now, I think we either do that or we come down into this one and do that. This one seems that obviously that's a steep drop. This would be another like 35%. But again, it can travel through that void very quickly. This would be, I don't think we probably get the bottom one as long as Bitcoin sticks to kind of where it needs to bounce, around 70. The bottom one seems a bit too far-fetched to lose 60%. I think this one is probably more likely, to be honest. Dropping another 30, 35%. And just, it would fill in this void then, wouldn't it? It would fill in this void that was left behind. So that's probably what I'd be... If overall market weakness, and obviously the market is going down, then I would imagine this maybe potentially happens. Dave, check Stonksy analytics chat. Watch the video at 17 seconds. Okay. Let's see. Right. That should fix it. Let me know in the chat. That should fix it, I think. Right, I think that should be fixed. Dave is a bit inbred. I'm definitely not inbred. Definitely not. I think that should have fixed it, though. Let me know in the chat. Is the audio fixed? Harsh. Hello from the US. Can you do Sol? We can look at Sol next for sure. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream, though. Drop me a like on the stream and subscribe, and then yeah, we can look at that for sure. Sorted now. Oh, there we go. Big thanks to TMG for letting me know how to fix that. So yeah, that should all be sorted now. There we go. Bang on. Right. So someone wants me to look at Sol next. Again, Sol's pretty easy. So clear levels on Sol. Now, the problem for Sol is that there's not really much room for error. So if we look on the daily, you can see for yourself why 125 is so key. It has held it every single time that it's tested it. Even when it's dipped below, it's come up and closed back within. Now, if we go to the monthly chart on Sol and zoom in, again, you can see all these closes and opens around the 125 level, and you know the multiple touches in, bounce back up, touches in, bounce back up, and as you can see, last month it was exactly where we came down, touched, and then instantly bounced. So yeah, here you go, touch, bounce. So the $125 level is key. Now, given potentially what might happen with Bitcoin, again, it's potential. But if we do get acceleration to the downside on Bitcoin towards 70, 71, 72, whatever it may be that you're looking for, I think potentially maybe we have another one of these, but maybe we fall outside the range. So I'd potentially maybe be looking towards, I think $100 bang on the nose will be a good level to retest. I think $100 bang on the nose, nice round number, ping it. And then the challenge for then would it be to reclaim. Otherwise, I think which it's not. It's definitely not ideal, but we'll probably come and test this void out here where support was, and then we had resistance. So two potential levels again for a breakdown on Sol. Now that's only if we get a breakdown on the overall market again. Nothing's confirmed. If we come down and hold again, then we could potentially bounce back to the upside. $160 is what we'd want to see us get above, and then bounce to the upside. But yeah, to the downside, I think $100 seems like a nice round number, but also, you know, retest where we found demand on this pullback before the impulse move higher. Fixed, yes, there we go. Big unlock coming for Sol soon. Dave, it's unlocked, isn't it? I thought it had already unlocked. Yes, Crypto Pappy, how we doing, my friend? Sol Rangers, always big fan. Yes, people. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. No. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. Now, yeah. So that's what I'll be looking for. Upside level, we need to reclaim 160. Downside, we need to hold 125. And then if we get breakdown from there, I'd be looking at $100. Or if we do get a complete, just absolute flush out, testing this little zone out here. $83 down towards 75. So we'll see what we get. We can only trade what we get, can't we? And trade what we see. But it seems like if we zoom into... Let's go and zoom into Bitcoin. Let's turn Stonksy back on now. If we zoom into Bitcoin, what have we got? So we've not really got much, have we? We're just testing this V reversal now. We're just testing this V reversal. Now, what I want to know is, do I buy XRP because my mate said it's going to $100? I bet there was a lot of that, wasn't there? I bet there's been a lot of that. XRP would net the market cap that it would have at $100. I mean, it's absolutely absurd sometimes, isn't it? When you see, I mean, even at like $20, it would have a $1 trillion market cap. Like, that's absolutely absurd. But I can't remember what I was going to say. Let me know in the chat what coins you guys are eyeing up for if we do. Or I mean, maybe are you buying now? Are you DCAing in now? Are you waiting for lower? Let me know what you guys are looking at to potentially buy. I'm looking at a few that I want to pick up. Bot is short, so let's see how it plays. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I seen someone in the Discord say that it had triggered. So it's triggered to the downside. I haven't checked today. But if we look at the 15-minute on Stonksy, it's done exceptionally well over this move. Obviously, on the 15-minute, it was in a green background when we got the Trump pump. Then we got the Trump dump. But yeah, it was in the green, flipped into red, came down, and still in the red as well on the 15-minute. So that's where we're up to with that. That's where we're up to with that on the 15-minute. But the overall contagion risk for the market isn't necessarily... Because Bitcoin's got some pretty clear levels that it can just trade into. And unlock was 1st of March. Yeah, I thought it had already unlocked. I only hold DOT now. Bought at $6, holding for dear life. That it reaches 50, says Lee in the chat. The main contagion risk for crypto now is the S&P. Now, I think this level is even one to probably remove. It could potentially... You can see why it maybe bounces around here if we stick that back on. But I think this level is obviously prime for retesting. You know, we had resistance and then flipped it above to support. So this seems just like... Just bang on the money. Attraction for the S&P 500. But given that it looks like that, it's interesting to potentially see what we're going to get with it. Now, by no means am I going full bear at all, but I do think we've probably got another trip down on the S&P 500. So I imagine we've probably got another 2.5% to the downside, which again maybe ties in with another drop on Bitcoin, because we are exceptionally weak against the S&P 500 now. All my funds are going into Swissborg coin and also topping up the RWA account they have. Was waiting on Sui around 250. It's there, isn't it? Isn't Sailor the contagion? I think over the course of the next 2 years, yeah. I'm talking about, the next month. SMFC. I think Sailor is the contagion risk over the next potentially year or two. I think in the immediate future, this is what will probably drag Bitcoin down towards 70. Because I'd expect it to bounce from here. So I'd expect it to come down, touch this, maybe do a bit of consolidation, and then maybe we've got another leg high depending on what happens. But the markets aren't liking what Trump is doing at the moment, so we'll see. But this is a key. This is a big SR test. This would be a big SR test around 5672-ish, give or take a few dollars. Because if we drop below there, then we're probably looking at around 5,400-ish maybe as the next potential point. Maybe even down towards 5.3. But I think in the short term, this is probably what may drag Bitcoin down further. But in the long term, I think Sailor is the contagion risk, yeah. You don't think Trump is more of a worry than the S&P? Not really, no. I don't think so, because how could... He's creating a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, but So he's creating a lot of uncertainty, but I just trade charts. So while he's creating uncertainty, I just trade the chart and look what the chart's saying. Now the S&P is following on from what Trump's saying, but that's what's going to bring us down. So whether it's Trump causing it or not, or this is just a natural flush out and coming down to test support, I'd rather just look at the chart and see what the chart is saying and where price maybe goes, than worrying what maybe Trump will say, maybe how it affects prices. Whether this is mostly driven by Trump, you could argue. But at the end of the day, we can only trade what the chart says, can't we? So, yeah, that's where we're at. We can't exactly trade what Trump says. We know for a fact we can look on a chart and go, okay, if price comes down here, we could have a decent reaction. We could bounce from here. We could reject from here. This may happen if we get this trade into here. Yeah, it's a lot different when you're trying to go off what someone's saying. Want a low value dollar? Well, if you look at the DXY, the last time he come into presidency, the dollar did nothing but sell off. So when Trump got in office last time, the dollar topped out. So obviously he won the election here. This is when he got actually into office in the January. And then the dollar was just down only for the first, year? Yeah, for the first year and a couple of months, the dollar was just down only. It then did have a rebound up. And then we all got this massive high wave candle, obviously, during the COVID crash. But for the first year and a couple of months, the dollar was down only after he took office. Now, if you see what's happening here, we had him take office here, and it looks like potentially history is repeating. We've had two red monthly candles. So, yeah, potentially, maybe history's repeating and we're just going to see a fall off on the dollar. S&P 500 V-shape from there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, V-shape. I mean, when you look at it like that, it's pretty scary, isn't it? Pretty scary. But I don't know. I mean, V-shape. I don't know. I don't know about a V-shape. Maybe we consolidate. Doesn't really matter. The main thing is that we hold. The main thing is that we hold. We don't need an instant V-shape, no. But we do need a reaction from there, and we need to hold and then start to push back up. But yeah, I think this potentially is what maybe pulls Bitcoin that last leg lower. And then as long as the S&P 500 steadies itself, maybe then that is, okay, green light, let's see the relief to the upside. But let me know in the chat. I want to know what you guys are looking at for buying if we do get, maybe you're buying now. Maybe you're looking at buying if we get another drop lower. What are you guys buying? I'm interested in a few. I'm interested in SUI. If we come into... So I'm interested in SUI at this level here, 164. Anything around that is what I'm potentially looking to grab. Now, as you can see here, currently on SUI, we are testing the previous resistance. And then on this liquidation candle here, that's exactly where it bounced, bang on the nose. So if we fall below there, then that reopens trading back within this range, which it did previously. So then chances are, as long as the market's right for it, we trade back into test support again down here. So yeah, 164 is something I'd be interested in looking at on SUI. I'm interested in hype as well. Interested in hype if we come down, so you can see it better on the 4 hour really. I'm interested in hype in this little consolidation block here. And ideally, the lower the better. So a pull into here is what I'd like, around just above $12 is what I'd like to see on hype. So come in, test this as for demand again. And then, yeah, hopefully go time. But we'll see. Again, needs to be catalysed by Bitcoin. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you want me to look at. I will as well, because we're at 10 to 2. Let me load up this. So we got, let's start a poll. Right. Is that going to be direction? Make sure you do. Make sure you vote in the poll as well. Where do you think we're going on US Open? I've just loaded up the poll in the chat. Where do you think you're going? Let me know. Answer viewer question. I want to start a Q&A as well. Right, I've started a Q&A. Where you can ask questions if you want to in there instead of in the chat. I don't know. So, yeah, vote on the poll. And there's a little Q&A there in there as well, which is quite interesting. Have a look at Greg's. GRG. Yeah. Okay. Oof. I seen in the headlines yesterday that this had took a battering. Oh, that's a nasty sell-off, isn't it? Wow. Look at that. That is one big sell-off. Yeah, it's taking a hammering, isn't it? It's taking an absolute hammering. Kind of needs to hold around these levels, doesn't it? Looks like the level to hold that. So maybe a bit more downside on Greg's. Maybe a bit more downside on Greg's to go. Sui 1.7, yeah, so around my level, isn't it? Sol 105, ETH 1700. Lines up. I tell you what, Josh. I tell you what, I think you're not too far off on either of them, to be honest. SMFC, the public doesn't want sausage rolls. Apparently so, yeah, apparently so. It looks that way, doesn't it? It looks like the public does not want sausage rolls, yeah. Right, let me just get a little drink on here. Would you buy BitBoy's new coin, Whacked? Would I buy it? I'm personally not going to buy it, no. I did see it pop up on Twitter before. I seen it come up on the Twitter before. Personally, no. But are you buying it? Are you buying it? I think he said I seen, because he obviously I follow him on the Stonksy one, so on the Stonksy Twitter, and it came up before saying I think he said he'd had exchanges wanting to list it. But personally, no, I won't be buying it. Are you buying it, Jordan? Do let us know. Now, are we going to see acceleration to the downside on Bitcoin here today? It looks like it's just hanging on, doesn't it? It looks like it's just hanging on for dear life. You know what it's like? Do you remember as a kid when you had your adult teeth coming through, and then one of the teeth, as the adult teeth was coming through, you'd just get like one side of it hanging onto the gum. You just get one side of the tooth hanging onto the gum. And then obviously in the end you either just had to pull it off or wait for it to come off or whatever. But that's what it looks like. It's just like it's just hanging on. It's doing its best to hang on there. It's BitBoy's slush fund. It will end down. Yeah, I won't be buying it, that's for sure. Get in and get out, says Scottish. What would confirm opening a short on ETH or Bitcoin? For me here, I wouldn't be shorting personally. The time to short was Sunday. The time to short was up here. You're literally just caught in no man's land if you're trying to short here, in my opinion. The time to short was up here on this pump. Here, where's your invalidation here? A reclaim of 87, a reclaim of 91, all the way up here. It's just in no man's land, isn't it? Personally, that's what I think anyway. You are better off planning maybe to long, or longer reclaim of the range. What a disgusting analogy. Crypto summit at White House Friday. Don't panic, sell. I don't even think that's going to be anything too much, to be honest. You know, I think basically all they're going to do is they're going to say that they've planned something, and I think I don't think that's going to be anything major. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the washout before it. Maybe we get the washout. Then on Friday, that catalyses a pushback to the upside. Maybe. I suppose that's one theory, isn't it? Is that we're just getting the washout now before they come out and say whatever they're doing. But I mean, the main things with that whole thing now is when are they planning on actually doing it and pushing it through? When are they going to start buying? How much of each asset they're planning on buying, and how frequently? They're the main questions. Because there's been a lot of people, hasn't there, come out and saying, like, why are you putting ADA in a strategic reserve? Why are you putting XRP in a strategic reserve? 10k Bitcoin by Friday. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no. Why not? The chance to buy Bitcoin at 10k again. Why not? I would be in favour of that. But ETH is getting absolutely pounded. So I think, as it stands, I think this is probably maybe going to become a reality. As it stands. But I could see acceleration to the downside on ETH for sure. So, yeah, we'll see what happens on that. And then you got other ones, haven't you? Like, XRP really hasn't even started its descent yet. You know, you've got this little interruption on XRP here. You've then got another one here, even smaller. You know, XRP hasn't even, it's just been held up, hasn't it, around this $2 region. I was thinking maybe it was going to get a 3 peak, and then that would be it. It'd be, 1, 2, 3 peak, bang, send it down. But it's not even really started its descent. A break of $2, and this thing will short into like 140-ish, I think, maybe. So that's what we'd potentially be looking for on XRP. If it comes. But it needs to fully break it. But yeah, it's just a clean break of $2 and close below. And it should, in theory, start to trend towards here, unless someone's propping it up. What else? We've got Doge. So I think this region on Doge is interesting to look at. I'd like to see Doge trade into here. Again, another one that we'd potentially be looking at another 20-25% drop on. But yeah, I'd like to see Doge trade into here. I think that would be potentially a good buying opportunity. Doge is another one I've got my eye on. What have we got? Link. So Link's approaching its first key level for me. So this $12 region, as you can see, why it's so key. We had support all along here. Dip below, reclaim, and then it was resistance, support again. So this $12 region on Link is really key. Now, if we drop below, I think probably this $10 that Stonksy's got outlined here on this thick green line is probably bang on. Nice round number to retest. So, again, we have a come down on Link, but again, it seems too close, doesn't it? If Bitcoin's going to drop again, and that's if. It seems too close. So, potentially, yeah, we're going to come back into this range on Link. And I think maybe potentially that is the buy, $10 if we get there. But we'll have to see. Friday, I believe, is sell the news. What would you put in the Dave strategic reserve? Just Bitcoin. Literally. Just Bitcoin. Everything else is a pile of shit, isn't it? XRP will take number 2 spot soon, says Scottish. How much time will it generally take after market open for Bitcoin price to hit its daily bottom? Wow, what a question that is. I mean, it depends what... It completely depends what day it is, doesn't it? There is no sort of set time for that. The big rumour Friday is they announce no taxes on a hold for a year or longer. Yeah, I suppose, guys. Here we sell. Let's see if we got any. Have we got any questions? We didn't get any questions. Suppose you guys just asked them in the chat, don't you? But 71% of people think that we're going down. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream as well and subscribe. Got 44 people watching. How many likes are we on? 24 likes. So do make sure you smash the like button. Let's get that up to at least 30, 35 likes. Come on, everyone. Go and do your bit. But yeah, again, Link, potentially another one. This $12.75-ish is key for either a bounce or if we break below, we go back into this range and we're looking at $10. Da 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 da. AVAX. Okay, AVAX is in trouble. AVAX is in trouble, as you can see here. We're along this key level. We're along this really key level on AVAX. As you can see, resistance, flipped to support, support. Tested it again and held, but now we're looking at dropping below. Where are we looking at if we do that? Oof. Probably. I mean, that was just one fast move, wasn't it? I imagine maybe down into here. Again, another one. It got a very bleak outlook on it, hasn't it? At the moment. But I mean, that's what it looks like. That move was very, very fast to go through. Maybe there. You've got an argument potentially for there. That looks like a potential SR region, doesn't it? Around there. You know, there's potential for there, but potentially anywhere in there, I think. Can you take a look at Litecoin, yeah? Got myself 2 Burberry polo shirts. 2 from Polo RL. Okay, very nice, ICT. You treated yourself, yeah, mate. Very good. You treated yourself. So, yeah, AVAX. Not looking good. Looks like it's going to get a big flush out, doesn't it? Now, what are we up to next? What did we want? Oh, Litecoin, wasn't it? It was Litecoin. We were looking at Litecoin. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Here it is. LTC. Now, Litecoin's interesting because it was the one that was trading pretty much on its own. It's not really lost much of its value at all. It's just been trading in this big range here. Now, we are pressing where the range low is. So, as you can see here, demand coming in all along this $100 level. Not closed below it. It's dropped below, but not closed below. I think we're probably going back towards $80 maybe. Around that, I think Stonksy maybe is bang on with that. Looks to me, yeah, come in and fill in this wick. And that looks like decent SR as well. So, yeah, I think maybe $80 on Litecoin. But yeah, breakdown of the range is no good. AVAX not looking good. Nothing is looking good, mate. Yeah, but I was looking at You've come into the stream late, ICT. I was looking at AVAX at the time. So what am I going to say? AVAX alongside this, and this isn't looking good. I was looking at AVAX at that time. So hope from trade profit. So yeah, there's AVAX. What else? Let me know in the chat what you want me to look at. What? Tell you what might not be looking good is Dupe. Oh yeah, Dupe. Right, so this is interesting on Dupe. We're getting a complete range breakdown on Dupe now. Complete range breakdown. It's traded within this macro range for like a year. Inside these 2 smaller ranges. Now, that's no good. Range breakdown on Dupe. So where maybe we potentially coming in on Dupe. I think maybe around there makes sense. Around 53. Yeah, around 53 maybe, but losing a macro range like that is no good. As you can see, just consistent support to resistance throughout this with the odd tip over or tip below. But as you can see now, completely losing it on this daily candle here, closing below. So, yeah, potentially acceleration to the downside back into here. I think anywhere, because we've got nothing to look at anyway, have we really? This was when it launched. I'm guessing it launched on Binance on day 1, I imagine. But yeah, this is really all we've got to look at. In between 53 and 46 cents is the only thing we can say that looks like a good buy, because that's all we've got to judge off it. TMG says, I guarantee most altcoins drop 80% from here if Bitcoin goes bearish. Oh yeah. If it was entering a bear market, then everything is absolutely toast. Everything is absolutely toast. If it was entering a bear market, I think we've potentially got one more glimmer of hope to the upside. Stocks only go up. Yeah, good joke. Hello, finally I am pre-rich. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? But yeah, I think that's probably what we're looking at across the board, maybe. It just all depends on what happens with Bitcoin, but the thing is, it's just easier if no one tries to prop this up and just let it rip. Just let it rip to the downside. Just let it do its thing. Let it rip the band-aid off. Come down here. Just crush everything. And then knows that a position can bite her well. I mean, DOT, again, DOT range breakdown, as you can see here. Traded within this range. Breaking back down now. Where's it going back to? It's going to come back to its lows, isn't it? It's going to come back right into here-ish. So it looks like it's going sub $4 again. And that's there's not really much else for DOT, is there? I mean, you've got this bit here where it dropped to briefly in 2023. So, I mean, that's really all we've got to go off, is this point here. If it gets there. What's your plan if we are entering bear market? You selling or holding? I've already sold everything. I've already sold everything. I sold everything as soon as we lost 91/90k. After this, I've sold everything. Everything's gone. So as soon as we came back into this range on Sunday, yesterday, as soon as we started falling below here, I thought that this looks like just for a drop down, and for me, if we was going to retrace this point, we were going to go lower. So I've already sold everything. So I've saved roughly like 10-20% of losses already by selling everything. I'm completely out into stables. As soon as we lost, because for me, this range is key. This range is key. And the way that we reclaimed it on this pump was bullish, especially tied in with the weekly candle that we had. As soon as we lost this range, again, that's no good. Like it's dangerous, because then this becomes... So I'll tell you what it becomes, right? So if we go and have a look now. So yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to buy. And I will buy on this retest, which should tie in with like another 20, maybe some get slashed even more, maybe 20-30% drop on altcoins if we get it. If we don't, to be honest, I don't actually care that much anymore. I'll just buy when I think there's a good opportunity. But for me, I wasn't prepared to hold this potential drop all the way back down to here, given how messed up altcoins could get. So I'm just fully in stables. Could get a job as a strawberry picker if it all goes wrong. Yeah, it would be a nice summer job, like. I do have a job offer for handling finances at a multinational food chain. So ICT is going to be a cashier at McDonald's. You can always buy back, but you can't get a good price back when it's gone. Well, exactly, yeah, exactly. You're just hoping that the market goes back up then, aren't you? But yeah, I'm fully out into stables now, waiting to buy. That's why that's why I've already this that I'm running through on stream today. I've already looked at it all yesterday, and I was already picking levels out and looking at levels on things. So yeah, we'll see. If it proves to be the wrong decision and we, for whatever reason, we pump back up, that's fine. But the way it looks when you get a range breakdown, and I'll tell you exactly what it looks like. It's starting to look a bit like this. Which one should we get? Doesn't really matter which one you pull up. But this potentially now looks like the Lipsy here. Or make it less complicated. You've got the D, haven't you? You've got the break below of support, but then you've got the drop below and then the retest. So, to me, we've had the run up. You've had distribution. You've had the drop below. You've had the snap back up. The retest of the range from the underside failed. So then the price has to then, in theory, based off wick off theory, the price has to then trade back into demand to find demand. Now, where is demand? Theoretically, demand is down here on the retest. So that would literally just be a wick off schematic played out. You've got the move up here, burst up, and that is not applying to the whole cycle, by the way. I'm not saying that the whole cycle is done by any means. I'm just saying that this bit here. So you've got the mark up, you've got distribution, breakdown, snap back, underside retest of the range, failed. Okay, breakdown to find demand. KFC. If anybody has ever considered working in crypto, then get your CV up to date in a week or so. We will be hiring for a marketer to be based out of Dubai, says TMG. So there you go. But yeah, to me, it potentially looks like wick off. So, yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Again, you can only trade what you see, can't you? But I think for me, now, after this, and I wasn't even really I wasn't even really thinking about that when we got this. I was thinking that this was just going to turn into a deviation and we're going to reclaim the range and then go back up. But after that Trump pump on Sunday night and then we started to fall back out, I thought, this don't look too good, it looks a bit shady. I think probably into here. Let's use this one because I've got Michael Saylor's one. Again, I think maybe just this. Pull into here and then we snap back from there. Or we pull in, have a really savage candle down, tag Saylor's entry from the upside just for the fun of it. And then come back up and then, get back above and then carry on. Broadly, in the grand scheme of things for 2025, I remain same plan, bullish. Bro, seriously pulled out wick off theory. I put in more effort on the stream than Dave. You definitely don't, mate. Trump has a speech today. I think he is speaking today, isn't he? Yeah, I think. No, this isn't the conference speech. No, I think he's saying something else. I don't think he's going to mention anything, to be honest, though. I don't think he's going to mention anything. I think everything will be saved for Friday. 68% of people think down on US Open. But yeah, we'll see what we get anyway. Nothing's guaranteed, is it? But yeah, I think this is maybe the driver of the last. Pull the band-aid off, just send it down there quickly so we can get on with it. Let's just get on with it, shall we? But yeah, I'm interested in buying for sure. I'm interested in buying Hype, Sui, Doge. What else did I say? I can't even remember. I'd be interested in Link at $10. I'd be interested in Solana at 100. I'd be interested in a lot, to be fair. I'd tell you what I wouldn't be buying. No, I don't think I'll be buying any ETH, that's for sure. I'm not gonna try and back the loser becoming the winner. I really just got no interest in it. So we'll see. But let's see what we get anyway. We've got 30 minutes. I do need to go to the toilet, so I'll have to do that in a second. We'll tell you what, we won't pull it up just yet because we've still got 13 minutes, but I am going to go to the toilet. Let's pull the 1 hour chart up, which we have got Stonksy in the red. SMFC said, I have my sell set. I had a lot hit over the weekend. That Martini guy, what a coincidence. I sent something to Dave for you today. He did. Yonksy said it. Yonksy has sent me a very interesting proposal for you, Jordan, which I will tell you about tomorrow. Yeah, SMFC has been selling for months. He's been DCAing out. ICT, nobody listen. Right, when ICT tries to terror anyone in the comments, ICT openly admitted that he's bought every single top across the market and never made any money. so when ICT is trying to give anyone crap, don't take it from him. ETH just continues to get hammered, no matter the news. How comes? I think people have just lost people. Well, one, because it's just not strong in the market. When it's just not strong. I think I think they've lost a bit of confidence in it as a product, because you've just got better options, haven't you, there, in terms of networks that have high efficiency, low gas fees, i.e. Solana, Sui, networks like that. And then I think the way that the Ethereum Foundation is structured, it's rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way, because pretty much they just keep dumping their own coin on the market into weakness. So really, the way that the Ethereum Foundation should be structured is that it should only ever sell into strength. Where if you look at the sells it's done, it just keeps dumping ETH into further weakness. And I think a lot of people are unhappy with who's heading it up as well, aren't they? In general, it's had nothing going on the chain, has it? It's just had nothing going on the chain. Like, it's had nothing to get people excited about. It's had not really any traction in terms of, like, how Solana has, or how other chains have. You know, how Ton had that big come up, didn't it, last year? Other ones. So, yeah, it's just... I mean, you look at the ETH Bitcoin chart, it just looks horrendous, doesn't it? What were your levels for hype? So there's not really many levels on hype to look at. It's just this range, really. So if you go to the 4 hour chart, really the only levels we've got to look at are these, pretty much from launch. I don't know whether there's maybe there's another exchange with more price action on it. I imagine there is, because it didn't launch in December, did it? But I think, looking to the downside, this consolidation block here looks like a potential decent place for the price to trade into. So that's what I'm eyeing up on hype, is price to come into here. Obviously, the further to the bottom, the better in terms of value that you get. Did you see the news about Trump? Apparently he got stuck in the toilet in the White House and pooped all over himself. Well, at least he's doing that to himself instead of doing it all over everyone else in the market every day. Because that's all he's really done, isn't it, for the past 2 months? Dave, when are you going to do fat bong rips on stream? When are we going to do it? How much would you pay me? How much would you offer me to do that? Dave, go for a poo now before you get the screen ready for US Open, and find the capital.com chart for S&P 500. Sure, which one do I have? I have forex.com. This one's good because it ties in futures and the session. chart together, so you just get constant data on the S&P 500, whether it's trading out of hours or in hours. This one is really good. Forex.com one, really good. But yeah, I will go to the toilet now. It's got 8 minutes. What did the thing you'll finish? It's got 65%. Think down. But yeah. Oh, let me. Didn't mean that. Let's see. Right. If I do that, I need to learn. I need to learn more stuff on this. Oh right, so I can just turn my camera off like that. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. At least I know how to do that. But yeah, do make sure you drop a like on the stream, subscribe. And yeah, I'll be back in just a second. Don't go anywhere. I don't know how to mute the mic, so I'll just leave it on. Right, I'm back. Right, I'm back. What's everyone been doing? What has everyone been doing? Right, let's get ready for US Open, shall we? Right, let's turn this back on. There we go, we're back on. We are back! I need to get the chat back up, don't I? Need to get the chat back up. Why is that like that? How do I scale that in quickly? Right. Wow, there's been some very interesting stuff in the chat, hasn't there? Yeah, ETH is looking sad, innit? That stuff that Jordan put in the chat is not true, by the way. Definitely not true. But yeah, we are getting ready, so let's see. Let's load up the dual charts. Let's have, I don't know, so on this side, we want Bitcoin. And we want a 1 minute chart. And this side, we want the S&P 500. with the 1 minute chart. And yeah, there we go. We're ready. We're ready to go, aren't we? So we'll soon be seeing what we're getting today. We'll soon see. So Jordan's back streaming tomorrow. He's just told everyone in the chat. So yeah, he'll be back on stream tomorrow. But yeah, we've got 3 minutes. Well, less. We've got just under 2 minutes until US Open. So we'll see what type of volatility we're going to get. I suppose we could have a quick look at liquidity, couldn't we? Right before the Open. Let's have a quick look at liquidity. So there's nothing really on the 2 week, but yeah, I mean, if we go to the 1 month chart, let's see what we've got. What is that green and red? It means going up for certainty. The green and red on the chart. Oh, see, yeah, here we go. So you got more confluence of coming in. If we look at the 3 month chart on Bitcoin, bunch of liquidity down at 70, 72, 71. It just seems like we're going to go there, doesn't it? It seems that way. What is this? So this is Stonksy, the indicator. So yeah, it's an all-in-one indicator. This red and green background that's on the chart are long and short opportunities in the market. So Stonksy is made up with various different features such as this that indicates long and short opportunities. It automatically plots support and resistance lines for you. It's got bullish and bearish arrow confirmations for momentum in the market. You can view it on any time frame on any asset, so it works across all asset classes. But when you sign up to Stonksy, you get access to the indicator, you get access to the Discord server, and you now get access to the trading bot as well. So yeah, you get absolute bang for your buck, massive value. You get to chat in the Discord with members. We've started up weekly lounge meetings every Friday just to bring everyone together. And yeah, you get access to the trading bot as well that we've launched recently after a lot of development. So if you want to sign up to Stonksy, you'll find a link in the description. It's the second link in there. But if anyone is looking to take any trades today, and we are open on the stock market. If you are looking to take any trades today, whether you're looking to trade perps or maybe you're looking to buy or sell spot, whatever it may be, make sure you click that first link in the description and sign up to BLOFIN. Yeah, we're open. We are open. I'm going to get to 100k on my Bybit. To buy a Hellcat this weekend. Oh, okay. Dave, the market is opening. Yeah, we are open and we are pumping. We're dropping on the S&P 500, but pumping on Bitcoin. I'm going broke. My life savings is dying. Jackster, you're still well above your entry. It's not that bad at all. Jackster, I know for a fact that you said that your Litecoin entry is at $80. So you're still up roughly 25% from your entry. You've not even gone into the negative yet. So it's all alright, don't worry. Did you do the bell? I didn't do the bell, no. I didn't. Fake pump. We are reversing that pump now, aren't we? If everyone wants the bell, I can do the bell for you. If you want the bell. There you go. It's a bit late, but there's the bell. There you go. Got to keep everyone happy, haven't we? There's the bell. Yeah, like 83 or something. Yeah, so you haven't even gone into negative equity yet. You still got profit, mate. It's a lot better than some. There'd be a lot of people that wish they were still in profit from where they've entered positions. So, honestly, overall, you're probably still outperforming a lot of the market. Definitely in terms of altcoin, people holding altcoins. There's probably the vast majority of people that are down on the holdings. Can you ring the bell now? I did just ring the bell. I did. Spot buy at 72k, says Desperados. Market is open. The market is open, and we are dropping. On Bitcoin, we're dropping on the S&P 500. So, yeah. There's the contagion risk to Bitcoin. And yeah, we are dropping, aren't we? Ooh, it's juicy. It's juicy. The market's it's just going to get hammered, isn't it? ETH's getting hammered. Solana's getting hammered. Everything's getting hammered. Everything is getting hammered. So, yeah. Hopefully. I'm looking forward to... TMG thinks 42k is the bottom. That'd be a massive pullback on Bitcoin. I mean, the fact, if we was to work our way all through that previous range, that would be some serious selling pressure. We'd have to have a huge downward spiral for that to happen, to just completely melt through that previous range. Unless we just chop through it over the next 6 months. It doesn't paint a very good picture either way, does it, if that was to happen? What would we be? What would we be, about 65% down from all-time high? We'd basically be in a bear market. Then a pump up would basically just be a lower high, wouldn't it, at that point? Probably a pump up back towards like 70, maybe back up to 90. Let's see a $5,000 downside candle on the 1 minute chart. That'd be insane. That'd be insane, wouldn't it? We're getting an instant snapback on Bitcoin now. Instant snapback on Bitcoin. It's having a go, isn't it? It is having a go. It's trying not to roll over. It's trying its best. Crypto market is being suppressed by US government institutions. I think it's just the market doing its thing. It's just the market doing its thing, structure-wise. There's nothing really too much that needs playing into it, apart from it's just the market doing its thing. Like, if you just look at the daily chart, it's just the market. We don't need to apply really too much reasoning behind it. It's literally the price has come up, distributed, failed to make new highs. We've come down, broken out of the range, underside retest and rejected. So now we're breaking down. That's all it is. There's nothing really that needs too much to be added to it, and then we're looking to potentially come into demand. So, yeah, I don't think really we need to apply too much reasoning behind it, apart from it's literally just the market doing its thing. You think MicroStrategy will cause the capitulation low? Not now, no. Not now. If MicroStrategy was to cause a capitulation low, it would be a very, very, very low. I don't think that's something for now. I think if that was to happen, it would come across the next 2 years. But we are getting a huge pump on Bitcoin, aren't we, into the open? It's looking to squeeze out them shorts. And it is reversing. It's giving the market some life, isn't it? I mean, look at ETH go. Boom! Big old move on ETH. Big old move on Solana. It's having a go, isn't it? It's definitely having a go. Yeah, it's a big old push up. Now as you can see, we're now testing lower time frame resistance. We're now testing lower time frame resistance up here. For where the price has found resistance here. So now we've took this high. So we're either going to come up, probably back up towards... Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at it go. Look at it go. Big old... That is a good reversal. That is a good reversal on open. With the amount of manipulation being done by the US Gov, along with the huge amount of shorts being put in, place is overly telling at the moment. Yeah, we'll see what happens, won't we? We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's having a go, isn't it? It's definitely. I mean, ETH was minus 4-5% not too long ago, and now it's positive. Solana the same. Big old pump. Bitcoin's back at 85k ish. The S&P 500 is reversing as well. So, not a bad open, really. Not a bad open, but now, is that just a sweep of the high? Because we had, as you can see, we had a sweep of the low again. Then we've swept the high. Is that a pump just to catch liquidity? And then we'll go back down. We'll have to see, won't we? Bullish to Friday, in my opinion, says Stonksy. Sailor's bought every single top. He's just averaging every time. Makes the full... Yeah, Sailor doesn't... His strategy is not to sell. His strategy is just to hold, innit? XRP looks like it's had a giga candle. Yeah, up 5% now, XRP. Everything's had a decent push up, hasn't it, on open? And the market overall looks a lot healthier than it did 10 minutes ago. It looks a lot healthier than it did 10 minutes ago. Where is some of the interesting ones? Yeah, so... I mean, really, it depends what Bitcoin does from here. If Bitcoin launches an attack back to the upside, then who knows what could happen? Who knows what could happen? I think this is going to be... I think this might be a bit of a tricky place for it to overcome. But anything could happen, couldn't it? You should be bearish more often, makes the market angry. What you think about all-time high, says Zen. What do you mean? I don't know quite what you mean. When will we make a new all-time high? I have no idea. I think this year. I just don't think yet. I think... I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I have no... Yeah, you just don't know, do you? It's just hard to... It's hard to try and put a time frame on it. Let me end this poll anyway. End poll. There we go. But yeah, we've had a big old push up on Bitcoin on open. So that poll finished with 63% thinking down. Zen Lex, like we're going to do all-time high or not. From here, I don't think so, no. Liquidated 90% of my gains yesterday when I was sleeping. Then added nukes to the price upwards. Oh, God, Reggie. But yeah, was that just a pump on open? Was that just a pump on open just to liquidate people? I mean, we took the high, didn't we? We filled this gap here. We filled this gap here now. So we've grabbed liquidity, took people out. Are we now going to full retrace? The S&P 500 had a push up as well. Notice the timing of it. S&P 500 pushed up and now it's dropping back down. Are we going to get the same? Yonksy thinks Friday he's shorted from 103k. It's a bold statement that you've got there, Yonksy. A bold statement. Personally, I can't see us getting there between now and Friday. I personally can't see it, but, you know, you never know what happens, do you? Do make sure you drop a like, though. Drop a like on the stream and subscribe. What's happened to my camera? Why does my camera look like that? Why is the camera so zoomed in on my face? Why did no one say anything? I don't know why it's like that. I actually don't know why my camera has gone to like that. That is, I mean, I suppose at least it's not showing like everything around, like, but yeah, it looks it's interesting, like, isn't it? I don't know. How does the camera look for you guys? Let's see. Oh no, it looks fine. Oh no, it doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, it's like all zoomed up in my face, isn't it? I don't know why the camera's like that. And the S&P 500 is now dropping down to new daily lows, which I suspect Bitcoin probably follows. We're going. It looks like we're going down towards maybe that level, 670 on the S&P 500. That now looks like a liquidity grab and just clearance of shorts on Bitcoin. But we'll see. Again, maybe we push up, maybe we don't. But you cannot deny that was an epic push up. That was a very strong push up. You can't deny it. It was very strong. I don't know why the camera's just suddenly gone. It's done that on its own. Just suddenly zoomed in on my face. Don't know. But let me know what you'd like me to look at now. We're done with that. Let's go and have a look and see what the market is doing. So as you can see, yeah, it looks like we've just took the high, doesn't it? It looks like we've just took the high, which is here. We cleared the high, it dropped back under. So I don't know whether that is just a liquidity grab and just a run of the shorts or what. We'll have to see how it unfolds. But the S&P 500 is continuing to the downside. Let's see. Let's have a look to see what everything done. So Sol had a real big clearance, didn't it? That completely wiped everything out and then came into this order block. SMFC says it's been like that since I went for a WAS. Really? Strange. I mean, I'm just going to keep it like that now for this stream. I'm not even going to try and change it. BNB. Doge. Again, another big impulse up. But we're potentially now retracing. Who knows? ADA. TRX. Link. AVAX. Yeah, pretty much. It's the same pattern, is it? I don't think we're going to really see much difference in the market. OM's had a strong move. That coin is something else, isn't it, strength-wise? But, yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything different if we scroll down the market. It's all pretty much going to be the same. Oh, I don't know. It looks like maybe it is having a go. Maybe it's going to have a go. I thought it was for dramatic effect. No. It's done it completely on its own. It's done it completely on its own, SMFC. I don't know why it's done it. But yeah, it looks like maybe it's going to have a go, Bitcoin. And it's going back up. Good absorption. Good overall push up, really. Thought you were copying TMG camera style. I don't know how it's done it. I'd love to know, because that's probably better, to be fair. It's probably better. Yeah, I don't know how it's done it. So if I could keep it like that, I probably will. But yeah, I don't know what we're looking at now for the rest of the session. It's interesting, isn't it? Are we going to remain bullish in terms of US session price action? Obviously, this is a strong start, isn't it? Wiped out all the last couple of hours of downside price action, and looks like it's going to have a go to the upside. Maybe the S&P 500 is going to have a go to the upside as well. So I don't know, but the market has had a strong reaction. You know, everything is, you know, considerably a good couple of percentage up from 20 minutes ago. So we'll have to see what we're dealt with, won't we? What are we dealt? It should keep zooming in slowly for the whole stream, and when we end, we can clearly see your blonde loose hair. That blonde nose hair. I don't have blonde nose hair. Possible that Pi is going to be listed on Binance shortly, says Reggie Man. Is that true? Is that true? Pi is... So Pi, I think Pi had a good... So if you remember last week, we were looking at Pi, and I said about it coming into this level, which it did, but I was going to have a long on it on BLOFIN, and BLOFIN doesn't have perps on it for some reason, so I didn't take a long on it, but it's held up quite decently on it around where it needed to. Stonksy caught a nice little short on it on the 1 hour as well. But is that the rumour? Is there a rumour that Pi will list? But if you scale out, this will be quite an important close on the hourly this, because it's either going to swing fail this high, or maybe we're going to come up. I don't know. Well, given that happened at the start of the session, it does kind of raise questions, doesn't it? Given that it happened at the start of the session, it raises a few questions. I asked someone on stream recently, and they said it took him 3 years to make 2K worth of Pi. That's insane. It's insane, that, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think it was massive. Like, you get, so like in crypto, we've had like really good airdrops, haven't we, for people not really doing too much. You know, like just using dupe, or the Pudgy Penguins airdrop and stuff like that. That seems like a lot of effort for not a lot of reward compared to other airdrops. I mean, you'd be better off, wouldn't you, just having like a separate phone for it? You'd have been better off just buying a different phone and just using it to mine it. But yeah, there's the downside follow through on the S&P 500 so far anyway. So I don't know. Yeah, if we look on the daily outlook, let's go and see. Yeah, so it looks like we are potentially being dragged into this level, which again, maybe does Bitcoin catch up with it? You know, does Bitcoin catch up? Another Dave says, got some futures grid bots that are loving this chopper. Yeah, I bet, mate. I bet. But yeah, let's have a look anyway what we covered today. So, Issa, this one's for you for clipping it up. So, we've looked at the Stonksy call on Bitcoin, catching the long all the way up on the Bitcoin 15-minute chart, and then catching the drop to the downside. Currently on Bitcoin at the start of the US Open, we've swept the high, and looks like potentially maybe we're going to drop back towards the lows. The S&P 500 has opened and is continually dropping to the downside, potentially coming into that 5,670 region that we've looked at on stream. What is ETH doing? Well, ETH on the 1 day is battling with that $2,100 level again, which is key high time frame SR. If we lose that, we could be looking towards 1,700 or even 1,500 in a really bad scenario. Solana, pretty much the same, potentially coming down to test that 125 level again. If we lose that, in the event that Bitcoin tanks, we could be maybe looking at a good round number of $100 for testing. Or again, really bad scenario of 83 to 75. Apart from that, we've got something like Doge to look at. Again, another key little region down here. But again, everything looks like it's just lining up with Bitcoin. Everything may be waiting to come into key zones if Bitcoin gets that final drop towards 73, 72, 71k. For something like Link, I've got a key level right below it. But again, does Bitcoin take it back down towards that $10 level? And yeah, pretty much everything looking the same. Looking at where Bitcoin is going to make its next move. Is it going to give a push up back and try and reclaim lost levels? Or is it just going to simply come down, complete an SR test and potentially bounce? Or maybe does it have a bit of a pullback back into the range before looking to bounce? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, but that's pretty much where we're at. Altcoins waiting on potential further pain or a decent chance to bounce. And until then, we're remaining choppy on Bitcoin and waiting to see what the S&P 500 does. But again, looking like it's dropping to the downside. Really good call on Stonksy on the 1 hour, right up towards all-time high there. And yeah, this 5,670 region is key daily SR. So that's where we're currently at and what we're looking at on the market so far today. And I hope you all enjoyed that stream summary. Oops. Do make sure you drop the like on the stream now and subscribe. Harry says, hey mate, forwarded link from your channel to some fellows. Really good content TA, pretty accurate. Oh, thank you, Harry. I appreciate that, mate. Oh, that's really nice of you. Honestly, that is a really nice thing to say, and I do appreciate you saying that. So, yeah, big up Harry in the chat. Thank you for your kind words. Yonk says, gold is going down. Whoa, markets in general are very weak. Yeah, they are. The markets in general are weak. They're looking like they might need just a good old shake. They're really an interesting spot, aren't they? But yeah, potentially maybe they look like they just need a good old shake. I'm not sure. But ETH, Bitcoin, everything else is kind of now retracing that. It's interesting, because when you get a move like this so strong so quickly, it just looks like it's just a blast move just to take liquidity, stop people out. But maybe it's not. I don't know. Again, for me, there's nothing actionable here. Like, I'm not changing my mind just based on that. Desperado says, I agree, Harry. Oh, you're all too kind. What a generous lot you all are. Thank you very much. Very generous of you all. That's a normal gold correction. Gold will probably just keep chopping around where it is for now. Saver Crypto says, how was OBS for you? I think I'd missed the ability to display just one browser tab. See, that's the thing, yeah. That is the thing. But at the same time, Saver Crypto, if you've got multiple monitors, then you'll only be showing one screen at a time, won't you? So you'll just have one screen that's recording and like live streaming, and then you'll be able to then obviously spread, like if you needed to do other things on other monitors, you can do that. But it is, yeah, it's different because I mean I can just turn it off. Like I can put like a different, so I can just like display something like that. That's just one I've got loaded up from previous YouTube videos. So you can like flick through to like if you needed to pull something up or needed to do something, you can put something else on there so you can do something on your screen. But yeah, it's a lot more, but it's a bit more fiddly. It's a bit more fiddly than just StreamYard, where you just simply just either share a window or you can just stop sharing your screen. But in general, it's not so bad. You need to have, I think, the benefit of having maybe a couple of monitors, maybe. But how's it been for you guys? Has it been less laggy? Has it been quite clear? Has the quality of the stream been better than usual? Because I've been using different streaming software today, so let me know. Reggie Man says, need Trump and Co to stop D'ing around and killing off retail users. I think I'll go buy another monitor, maybe. Well, I think you had a very good day, didn't you, mate, the other day in the market when we got that pump on Sunday. You said, in your words, you made a lot. So maybe you've got a nice little nice little allocation there to maybe go and buy another monitor. Are you going to start streaming soon? Is that what it is, mate? Are you thinking of starting streaming? The left ear thing was annoying. Yes, yeah. Well, I think the annoying thing is SMFC is I didn't know about that because Steve messaged me saying that the latest YouTube video I've published was doing it. So I think, yeah, it's annoying because without realising it, I think that's the first time anyone's mentioned it. I don't know whether it was doing it beforehand or not. Or maybe it's just maybe when I've started using this mic. But yeah, at least now it's fixed. Dave, the time has come, says ICT. A lot better and clear, says Yonksy. Oh, that's good. Well, that's good to hear. I think the overall, it's better, like TMG says. It's better to stream on OBS. It's more straightforward on StreamYard. It's a lot easier to manage. And it's just a lot easier pretty much. But it seems like the quality of the stream and everything is better when you do it on something like OBS. So you just have to learn how to use it, don't you? And OBS is what I use to record videos anyway, so I know how to use it. I'm just not exactly too sure on using it for streaming and stuff like that. But a little tweak here and there, like I need to get some more display screens and stuff like that for when I just want to turn the screen off and things. But overall, I think it's been a good test run. We're getting another little push down, and Bitcoin has pretty much retraced all that pump now from the open. No Dalek audio at all. Yeah, I started streaming at the weekend. Not regular though, dealing with some hardware problems. Alright, okay. Well, you'll have to let me know, mate, because, I would make an appearance on your stream as Stonksy if you want. More than happy to do that. Come on your stream sometime. Stonksy guest. Yeah, of course. Sunday was brilliant. I had long the Trump pump and shorted the dump. Can defo afford new monitors now. Oh, good, mate. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Congrats. Enjoy it. sitting in a bath full of money. But yeah, that's where we're at anyway. So I think we will leave the stream there. Where are we? We've pretty much retraced near all of the pump from at the start of US Open. The S&P 500 is continuing to tail off like we talked about at the start as well. pushing Bitcoin downside? And are we just going to just rip the band-aid off, just complete this last leg down, and then evaluate to see what we're perhaps getting from there? But no doubt if that happens, we're going to be able to pick up some prime altcoin bargains. But yeah, until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream, subscribe, and make sure you come back for tomorrow's stream. And yeah, we'll see what we get in the market between from now and tomorrow. Whether we're lower, higher, whatever it may be. We'll see where we are. And I'll catch you all then. Ta-ra. Bye-bye.